Ladies and gentlemen, would you stand for the national anthem?
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
While those who came to Idaho to preach hate and to walk on the flag, we came to honor the flag for America. Our first presenter today is a businessman, a state senator, and has always been willing and helpful with us in dealing with public policy issues. Would you give a warm welcome to Senator John Getty?
First, thank you all for your attendance this morning. As a state senator, I took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the state of Idaho and the United States of America. One of the provisions of the U.S. Constitution is the right to free speech. Although I respect their right to free speech, I find the content of their message reprehensible. This event is a proper recourse against these protesters, and that's why I'm here today. I've experienced the hateful speech of the Aryan nations. Although the noise came from a handful of residents, it gave our community a bad name nationally. I did not like the message of the Aryans in the past any better than I do of the Missouri group of residents that are here today. Yet I respect their right to express it. That is my sworn duty. Recently, on an international scale, all Muslims have been cast in the role of radicals, espousing hatred in the name of their religion. Now a group of Christians from outside our area have focused the floodlights on our community again, suggesting that it is the message of all Christians. Their message is hateful, and I pledge to you that their beliefs are not representative of our community. We prevailed against the Aryans as a nation, or as a community, and we will prevail again today by using the same strategies we used then. By having peaceful and respectful alternatives to their hateful protests. Please stand with me, and God bless our community.
The Cooney County Task Force on Human Relations has always had a remarkable relationship with our great friends, the Coeur d'Alene tribe, which is doing so much for the economy of our region and also standing with us. As a member of the task force board and a great, great friend of ours to represent the sovereign tribe, please welcome from the Tribal Council, Charlotte Nilsson.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you to the community and local friends of the City of Coeur d'Alene and Kootenai County. I can't tell you how privileged and proud and honored I am to be here today. I normally keep myself on a format with a written statement because with something like this, it just kind of gets you off onto a little bit more personal level. And when I first read and I first noticed the website to a certain individual who's visited our area, I just thought, wow, you know, that's just unreal. I mean, you don't expect that, especially us here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. it's always been a place, you know, I mean, to where we can go walk, see our friends and visit, and it's always been nice. But I don't know where I come from, and what my mom taught me is my God accepts everybody, everything, every living thing, and everybody. We've always been taught to respect all the living things, and even down to a spider. And so I know that if, when we cross over those pearly gates, you can always choose my God's door, because he'll be there, and so will a bunch of spiders that I stepped on that my mom said will be there too. But this is the message that the Coeur d'Alene tribe would like me to send on to the community of Coeur d'Alene. Good morning. The Coeur d'Alene tribe condemns the Westboro Baptist Church and its efforts to spread hate across the country, and especially in North Idaho. The Coeur d'Alene tribe has seen many forms of bigotry, prejudice, and hatred for many groups and individuals over the years. Generations of tribal members have felt the sting of insults, racist comments, and yes, physical violence. We've learned to endure through patience and understanding. Racism cannot be solved in a day or with a press conference. It takes decades and an unwavering belief that bigotry will be defeated by education. We must continue to promote the message that our diversity makes us strong as a people and as a country, and definitely as a community. Thank you.
What a wonderful friend. You're wonderful, Charlotte. The task force has an official statement to make, and we thank the Human Rights Education Institute for letting us meet here as one of our homes. I thank Dan LaPowell and Nicole Mullen, the staff, who helped us so much. Please let me read the brief statement from the task force. While the Topeka, Kansas-based Westbury Baptist leaders targeted the inland Northwest yesterday and today to spread a message of hate, we choose to join our friends and neighbors from across the inland Northwest in a united voice and action to call for a region, nation, and world that promotes understanding, tolerance, acceptance, and very importantly, celebration of the beautiful uniqueness we find among all the human race. The Kootenai County Task Force on Human Relations invites all of you to join us today in a message of compassion and support for our American troops and veterans, a time to remember and honor our American fallen heroes in war, a time to recognize the religious faith that embrace love and charity, a time to be an ally of those among us who face bigotry and discrimination, and a time to celebrate freedom and equality in this democracy. Finally, may each of you find comfort and encouragement in the fact that when the people of a community build a wall of total unity in support of the dignity, respect, and rights for all its citizens, hate has no chance of penetrating that just cause. Thank you. The Kootenai County Task Force invites you to wear your ribbons today in honor of our American troops and particularly our fallen heroes. Is Albert Wilkerson here? We talked earlier, I don't know where he is. There is our great friend, sorry you didn't get in here, to represent the veterans, and he was a great Marine and was in the Vietnam War. He is a great friend of human rights. Let's really welcome our great friend, Albert Wilkerson.
Thank you, Tony. I didn't know I had so many friends. It's good to be among friends and loving people. And I don't have much to say, but I do want to say in behalf of the veterans that there is no room for hate in a foxhole. And only in this country that you can hate in the way that these people are doing it in the name of the Christian faith. It's a disease. It's sick. And I just want to address the young people here. It is your duty. It is your duty. This is 2010. My people and the Coeur d'Alene people and people that look like us, we've known hate all our lives. Hate is hate. You've got to do something about it. Carrying your signs in your classrooms, you've got to get out and fight hate with love. You cannot do it any other way. That's the only way that you can overcome this disease, and it is a disease, believe me. And if you're here in the Human Rights Institute building and you don't understand that, well, then you need to see a doctor. A love doctor. And, you know, there's a lot of people here that I know have worked so hard in this community and the task force to fight hate 25, 30 years ago. And if you don't fight it the right way with love and tolerance, it won't go away. And these people don't know that they're sick. Sometimes you have to tell them that you need help. Stop wasting your time and do something that is positive. Help homeless veterans. And I don't have much more to say because it chokes me up, because I have friends that gave their lives for this country and for other countries. And where does it stop? And I'm only speaking to the young people because I've been through it. My comrade here has been through it. The young people, you have not, but you are experiencing the same thing that my mother 92 years ago experienced. Hate, only because she was part Choctaw and African American. Human rights does not end here. You've got to go out and spread it. All people, not just some people, not just American people. All people. I have a son that's fighting in Iraq. What is he fighting for? Someone else, but he's fighting for you. So young people, don't be jive. The older people have had their chance. Now is your time to stand up for what America really stands for, what it really stands for, and that's human rights for all people, not some of the people some of the time, but all the people all the time. Here, Africa, Kuwait, Iraq, Latin America, Cuba, hey, you're all in this together. And with that, I'm going to end because it's getting me right here that we have to do this. And please, when you see an idiot, just love him.
Albert to stand here for a minute. It's very appropriate at this moment for us to have a moment of silence for all the American women and men who have lost their lives over our history in fighting for freedom. Would you join us in a moment of silence, please? Thank you, Albert, so much.
Thank you, Ron.
Another group that's so important in America is the working families and labor unions and working for their needs. My dear friend, Barbara Harris, has given her life, a long life of working for the labor community and the labor families. Please welcome Barbara Harris.
Thank you, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, it's a tough act to follow, Albert. As we are here today in honor of human rights and the dignity of all people, I want to remind everyone of the greatest organization that promotes equality and justice for all, no matter of their skin color, gender, ethnic group, race, age, or orientation. This organization believes in the rights for all people, the fair and equal treatment that all people deserve. This organization does not turn anyone away, nor does it turn its back on anyone. This organization that says the only principle that matters is that all people deserve the same fairness, respect, and dignity when they are at their workplace. I am speaking about the most inclusive organization of all, labor unions. Just a few years ago, when I was the president of the Northern Idaho Central Labor Council, I had the honor to travel to the farm fields of our nation's strawberry growers in California. Thousands and thousands of unionists from around the country were there with me. Together, we were working to support the migrant workers in those fields to aid in their battle to bring human dignity and human rights to their workplace. It did not matter what race or gender they were. It did not matter what language they spoke. What mattered was here was another group of brothers and sisters, workers that were living, toiling, and trying to raise a family in subhuman conditions. Yes, I said our brothers and sisters, because there is no difference. We are all workers, and all that matters is that our unions bring a quality of life to the workplace so that all people can be treated as equals on the job, and everyone will have a chance to improve their lives and the lives of their families. We stand for jobs for all, health care for all, livable wages for all, and most of all, we stand for dignity for all. Our unions are made up of only one group. We are the human race. And when we are at our place of labor, we deserve to be treated as humans. Thank you.
I would say to the media today, you're really seeing the face of Idaho. Religious community is very important to the Kootenai County Task Force on Human Relations, and today we have two speakers to really tell you what true interfaith religions are. First of all, from our board, a Catholic priest, Father Roger LaChance from St. Pius X Catholic Church. Father Roger, we really love you.
Good morning, everyone. Most of us, of course, come from religious traditions, be it Christian, be it Jewish, be it Muslim, be it whatever. But in most religious traditions, there is basically these words: do unto others whatever you would have them do unto you. We call it the Golden Rule in the Christian faith. And yet most faiths have a comparable understanding of the dignity of one another. And of course, from a biblical point of view, we read these words from Genesis. God created man in his image. In the divine image, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And so the dignity of the human person, my friends, is certainly the basis of any social teaching, okay? Of any human rights, who we are. Every human being, we believe, is created in the image of God, and therefore each human life is sacred and may never be treated as a thing, as an object, as someone to be trampled upon. Whatever we do as human beings must be judged in the light of whether or not it protects or undermines human dignity. So human dignity is what we are about. And where does it come from? It comes from the fact that we all come from the hand of God. And that's the basis. We are all brothers and sisters to one another. Jesus would say, the great commandment, love God with your whole heart and soul and mind and body, love your neighbor as yourself. And the question, of course, who is my neighbor? Everyone. And who are we called to be neighbor to? Everyone. So human dignity is the basis of all social teaching. Phenomenally important for us.
St. Pius is our home for our monthly meetings or our task force, and we thank the Father. Someone else we love very much and is the recent national chair of the Unity Church in America, and she happens to be president of HREI. Welcome, please, Reverend Marilyn Muhlbach.
This is awesome. I love a full house, nothing like a full house. Those of us who are gathered here this morning know that we have choices in how we respond to the life that comes at us from the world. When we choose hate, then it's as if we're pouring poison into our bodies. And when we choose to spew that hate out at others, we're creating hell right here on earth. But we know that we can make different choices. We can choose from the best that is in us instead. And when we do that, it changes our experience. And when we slip and make choices that are less than our best, we can choose again. Choose often, choose up. And so I choose to live my life with integrity and with honesty and in harmony. I choose to treat others with respect and dignity. I choose to support that which is about freedom and life and goodness in the world. And I'm eternally grateful to those who stand up on the line every day and protect those freedoms for us. Those who are in the military, our elected officials, our police force, the county sheriffs, the state patrolmen, all of those who are on the line standing up and saying, this is who we are, this is the best of who we are, and we choose love and goodness and wholeness in the world. So make your choices count. Choose often, choose up. Thanks.
How fortunate we are in Idaho and in Washington. In the press packet today, there are statements from 7 colleges and universities in support of human rights. They all recognize the right under the First Amendment of free speech, even for those who send messages of hate. But they also recognize that we have a right to a voice of countering the hate. One of our homes for the Kootenai County Task Force on Human Relations for the last 30 years has been North Idaho College. North Idaho College has always supported what we've done, and we've done many symposiums there, and we're going to be doing some things there in November. I want to thank Dr. Priscilla Bell for her statement, leading off the colleges, and the others joined and supported her comments. And North Idaho College's mission is very clear, that it supports human rights. Please welcome our president, Dr. Priscilla Bell.
Thank you, Tony. You know, I really am very, very proud to add my personal voice and the voice of North Idaho College to this event. As Tony said, North Idaho College fully embraces our Constitution's protection of freedom of speech. But while we embrace and uphold everyone's right of freedom of expression and belief, we're also free to express our values, and I think it's vitally important that we do so when we're assaulted by views, statements, and actions that are antithetical to our values and to the culture of North Idaho College, culture of inclusiveness and respect. That's what we're collectively doing today. We stand united with the higher education institutions, schools, faith-based communities, the Kootenai County Task Force on Human Relations, the Human Rights Education Institute, and the larger community. We are united against hate in all forms. We are united for respect, caring, and human dignity. North Idaho College has a long and proud heritage of academic freedom, free speech, tolerance, and respect for all. We practice respect, have compassion, and promote equality for all persons. Allowing for the coexistence of individual differences is vital to a diverse learning community. Rather than reject diversity, we accept it. Rather than fear diversity, we embrace it. Rather than condemn diversity, we celebrate it. We cannot, and we will not, condone messages that target individuals and groups with hate. The faculty, staff, and students, many of whom are here today, we stand tall with those who have been the targets of hate, both individuals and groups, and the targets of violence. I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be a part of this positive and affirming event. Each one of us is contributing to a better world by standing up and speaking out against hate, and yes, even by expressing compassion for those whose worldview is limited by fear. Thank you.
Christy Wood is chair of the Board of Trustees at North Idaho College, and he said to give you, if she could not make it, her best wishes and to thank you for supporting what Dr. Bell just talked about. Christy is a member, in fact, she's vice president of the Kootenai County Task Force on Human Relations. Another dear friend of mine is here, and it's Dr. Cindy Hammond. She is the director of all the programs in North Idaho for our wonderful institution, Lewis Clark State College. And Cindy is such a good friend, and she always makes me feel better because when I see her, she smiles and gives me a hug. Let's welcome Dr. Cindy Hammond.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, and it is a good morning. Lewis Clark State College recognizes the constitutionally protected right to free speech, and LCSE chooses to exercise that right by expressing its deep commitment to the values of equality and tolerance and decency. We stand here today with our partners in the community, with our partners in education, committed to providing a learning environment that honors diverse backgrounds in ethnicity, in race, in religion, gender, and age, in sexual orientation, in social class, and disability. LC recognizes the dignity and the worth and the contributions of all persons in this room, in this city, in this county, and in North Idaho. Thank you.
I have lots of friends. I see another one. I love you all. Barbara Chamberlain used to be a state representative and a state senator in Idaho. Now she's director of communications and public affairs at Washington State University, and they are one of the institutions that joined us in this great day. And she is a real champion of what we believe in. Give a warm welcome to my friend, Barbara Chamberlain.
Oh, it is so good to be back in Idaho. I'm an Idaho native, and I am not going to read our formal prepared remarks that we distributed to every faculty, staff, and student on the Spokane campus. It's available, and I'm happy to read it to you. I want to say first on a personal note, I grew up in Idaho learning human rights and dignity and inclusion and respect from my parents, from people like Mary Lou Reed and Tony Stewart. I may cry. Those are Idaho values, and I grew up with them. At Washington State University, we have those same values for everybody who's there. It did not take outsiders coming to town for us to do things, to show people that they are respected and included. We offer in-state tuition to every tribe whose traditional lands are within Washington. On the campus where I work, on Veterans Day, we will have paper on the walls where people write their memories and their appreciation of our veterans. We do the same thing on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We had a brown bag lunch on Thursday, yesterday, that was on the calendar a long time ago, that was for faculty and staff to learn how to better support GLBTQ students and their allies. We do that kind of thing as a matter of course. It doesn't take outsiders to make us include everyone. Thank you.
The University of Idaho is a great friend of ours, and Dr. Richard Reardon also prepared a statement. Is Dr. Reardon here? I don't think he maybe made it today, but he certainly is supporting of us. Eastern Washington University, Gonzaga University, and Whitworth University have also joined with us, and we're very proud of all those institutions. Another person I'm very proud of, we're very bipartisan. That's what that unity is all about, and the Kootenai County prosecutor, Barry McHugh, I praise and sing his praise all the time. He stands up for law and order and justice, and he will prosecute hate crimes. Give a great welcome to Barry McHugh, our prosecutor.
Good morning. I was out at Coeur d'Alene High School this morning, and then I was at North Idaho College later. I saw two things. I saw one group, a handful of individuals not from this community, spreading a message of hate. And then I saw, on the other hand, a group of people from this community who were positive, who were energetic, who were peaceful, spreading a message of love. So for all you people, let's hear it. The other part of what I was doing was talking to and working with law enforcement, who today had two roles. The first and primarily was to keep the peace. And I think everyone would agree they did an exceptional job of that. As far as I know, no incidents. Secondarily, law enforcement, which is what we do on a daily basis. And I would just like to give them credit for the hard work they put into this particular day. I know they started at 4:45 this morning and will probably continue throughout the day. So I give them my thanks for their hard work. So for the positive, energetic, loving part, I say thank you. That's the community I grew up in. That's the community that I'm proud to serve. Thank you.
We're also partners with the school district, K through 12. Another great friend, Pam Pratt, from administrator of School District 271, and I have worked together for many, many years. In fact, we've had 25 years of celebrating human rights with the fifth graders, with 31,000 students through that program. And she really is the power behind that, and she loves human rights. Welcome, my friend, Pam Pratt.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. And I just wanted to share with you that human rights is alive and well in our state, in our community, and in our school district. The Coeur d'Alene School District is committed not only to teaching the mind of students, the academics, but to teaching the heart. And we put a lot of time into teaching character to our students. And I hope many of you here have come through our products of the Coeur d'Alene School District, and I hope you remember the message. I'll just talk about 5 of the character traits that I think are really important that we integrate throughout the day, throughout the year, year after year with our children. We start always with responsibility, and that's the responsibility of doing the right thing in our actions and in our words, and we talk about that daily. November is one of my favorite times because we honor our veterans. We talk about respect. Respect to our country, respect to other people, respect to our flag and what it stands for. And you are invited to the many wonderful programs that will be in our district throughout the district next month. My favorite is in January, where we truly honor and celebrate human rights and human dignity for all people, no matter what. And you will see celebrations of the sameness and the differences of people, the uniqueness, and how lucky we are to have those differences in our community and in our nation. We talk about compassion and teach children about it's never okay to judge other people, but to take a walk in someone else's shoes and try to understand. And one is perseverance. And we talk to the children about no matter what the obstacles are, never give up, just keep on trying. And that's why I love this community, our Human Rights Task Force, our Education Institute, all of you, because when other people who came in today, try to bring the message of hatred. We never give up, and we make the best of it by gathering like this to celebrate our uniquenesses, our differences, and human rights, human dignity for all people, no matter what. And that's why I love living in this community, and thank you so much for helping spread that message. Thank you so much.
Now you're going to hear a great roar, because we're going to talk about the future generation, really the special part of our program. We love the youth. You are the future, and it's going to be really bright. And we're going to have some students speak now because they got on the right path from the Coeur d'Alene High School and with the Human Equality Club, and she's been really eager to do this and to work with us. Give a great, great welcome to a future leader, Emma Samuels.
Good morning. My name is Emma Samuels, and I'm from the Coeur d'Alene High School Human Rights Club. In light of the recent teen suicides paired with the demonstration today, it is plain to see there is a great need for the advocacy of diversity. As a student populace, we strive for the day when we are free to love whomever we wish, freely and openly, without fear of social retribution or personal harm. We understand that no one should feel outcasted or discouraged over their race, religion, gender identity, or political views. Every human holds value, and we the youth anticipate the day when we will live in peace with thy neighbor, in comfort with diversity, and in happiness with ourselves. We have learned from our country's past, as slowly each cultural group has earned the rights they as humans deserve. From Native Americans, women, African Americans, and other such suppressed groups who have fought against the social abuse that has been handed to them, we have seen the amazing benefits to living in a free country with many diverse cultural influences that allow us to grow as individuals. We feel that it is our job as the next generation to support our peers and battle alongside them for their social acceptance and further our individualist movement towards a society where one is unafraid to be themselves or to voice their opinions. Each human has a voice. Every culture is beautiful. And we will continue supporting diversity until the day we know our children will live in a land where we can honestly say each man or woman or transgender is created equal and we all deserve the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
The future is bright. Asnick, why don't you bring that sign up front? We're going to now introduce that wonderful North Idaho College group. And there is Joe Jacoby of the Drama Department. With 38 years tenure at North Idaho College, one of the great partnerships was the student government, ASNIC. Oh, were they good to us, and they funded the Popcorn Forum. We brought in a lot of diversity. And their president is here today to speak to you, Jana Betts. We really appreciate you. Give her a great welcome.
Thank you, Tony. The WVC coming to North Idaho College has had a beautiful, positive impact on our campus. It's really given students, staff, and faculty the opportunity to discuss subjects like freedom of speech, like freedom of assembly, a chance to reflect on the diversity on our campus. The WVC has essentially given the college an event that can be used as a positive teaching tool. For some of the students, this may be one of the first times they've ever experienced such a huge difference in opinions. We've all been able to use this situation as unity of cultures. The associated students intend to continue working with students to encourage education on diversity after the Westboro Church has left. And we are so proud of the student body for coming together in a peaceful and positive way and hope that the passion persists beyond this week.
The next presenter, I believe, has more energy than any human I have ever met. She is the president of the North Idaho College Gay Straight Alliance, and she's just bubbling all the time. Would you give a great welcome to Racine Ballou, who's here?
What's up, people? You can tell it's a big deal because I wore tights, a skirt, and heels, right? All right, so it's hard to be human, and it's always been hard to be human. For some reason, there's always been someone trying to be better than someone else, to be more entitled, to be far superior, to be greater based on characteristics that they decided were more worthy than others. Our generation knows that slavery is wrong. We know that it doesn't matter what color someone is, what sex they are, whether they have a disability or they're simply different than us, that they deserve to be treated the way that we want to be treated. Our country was built on the idea that all men are created equal and all men are created equal. Every man is created equal. Every human is created equal. They are endowed with certain inalienable rights. Among these are what? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys know that one. It doesn't matter what religion you are. In this country, you're free to pray as you see fit. It doesn't matter what color you are. You're free to love as you see fit. And someday, it won't matter what sex you are either. The civil rights champions of the last 200 years have fought and died for us to be able to stand up for what we believe in and recognize these rights today. Our young men and women join the Army to fight to keep these rights because they believe them to be valuable. There is no value in hate. That's like so 20 years ago, right? The world is getting way too small for us to squabble about whose beliefs are better than others. If we are to survive with each other on this tiny planet, we're going to have to put our differences away. As the Dalai Lama once said, all major religions carry basically the same message. That's life, compassion, and forgiveness should be part of our daily lives. I want to thank the Westboro Baptist Church for visiting us. Yeah. Yes. Thanks. It gave us a chance to think about what values are important to us and to realize something very important as a community. It doesn't matter who you are, what your neighbors are, how they pray, or who they are. Who they love. They tried to hurt us today, and they tried to hurt our neighbors, our friends, and our family. As a community, we didn't let them do it. We rallied together so they wouldn't get what they wanted out of us and lent a comforting hand to those who were hurt by their harsh words. Ladies and gentlemen, with this incident behind us, and with the dignity and poise that we handled this, we've won.
Future politicians, you better watch out. She is something, isn't she? Oh, she's great. The vice president of the North Idaho College Gay Straight Alliance is here, and he too is a great, great future leader. Please welcome Daniel Butt.
Well, I want to start today with a quote from novelist and prominent YouTube vlogger John Green. Oh, I see we have some YouTube fans in the audience. He said, quote, "We get to choose what we care about and what we spend our resources on. We choose what to watch, what to like, what to build, how to spend the breaths that we've been allotted. And the fact that many of our choices are unconscious does not in any way make us less responsible for those choices. I'm happiest when I feel like I'm part of a community that helps me choose more intelligently and with greater empathy. And I personally am very happy with the choices that we are making here today. I urge everybody to take a second and look at the people sitting around you. I mean, really, go on and do it. I'm not just saying this. Okay. Some of these people you know, but ideally, most of them are strangers to you. Now, I personally find this notion quite invigorating. The idea that we are all surrounded by a bunch of strangers and we are all working together with each other to try and make this world a better place to live. I just love that idea. Isn't it awesome? Isn't it great? I cannot think of a single place that I would rather be right now than right here, because right here and now, I feel like I am part of something bigger than myself. And that is a great feeling. I've spent so much time in my life trying to imagine what it would be like to do this. And I think we all do it in some fashion or another. We go home, we watch TV, we look at American Idol, we see those people up on stage singing their hearts out for thousands and thousands of viewers. Do we not wish we could be them? Yeah, we do. Because they're out doing something that is meaningful to them and that other people respect. And today, I think it's fantastic that we are all getting that opportunity to do the same thing. Every time I walk out of a good action flick, I feel like that. You know, I feel like I'm ready to take on the world, to stand up for someone or something, to exercise my right to live and to be. And for the first time in my life, I'm just not imagining, I'm doing. And we're all doing together. I'd like to remind everybody that what we're doing here today is not just about being gay or straight or Christian or Jewish or black or white. These labels are irrelevant. What we are all here doing today is standing up for what it is to be human. I'd like to end with a quote from John F. Kennedy. He said, quote, "If we cannot end now our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity." I really hope that that's what we can accomplish here today. So, in closing, Thank you to Fred Phelps. Thank you to the Westboro Baptist Church for bringing us together. We appreciate it.
Does everyone in here agree with me that the future's bright because of these young people? I left the last speaker to the last because she's, in addition to her comments, she's going to do something else special for us. My friend, Carrie Thornton, I don't know how to describe her. She's a columnist, she's on the city council. She is just doing many things, and she and I have a friendship. We're working on a project that for the Coeur d'Alene tribe at the Ronald Reagan Memorial Veterans Plaza in the future. And then if she finishes her comment, she'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Give a great welcome to Carrie Thornton.
I wasn't sure why or how I ended up last. It's a great honor, but wow, what incredible speakers. And the wonderful thing is these weren't speakers here today. We didn't bring in speakers. These are people who live here. My wonderful friend Dick Wandrock right up here, who was ready to pitch in, for the veterans. But it's incredibly emotional, and I do have very brief comments. But this is our community. I was raised for most of my life here. We came here in the mid-'60s, raised most of my life here, alumnus of Coeur d'Alene High School. My 3 daughters were born here. My grandsons don't live here quite as often as I'd like them to. My parents, my mother is still here. My late father, he's been gone for 6 years, but this is our community, Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls, and it's hard not to take it really personal. And God bless all of these young people. You know, Mary Lou Reed, we're gonna be able to get her some rest. We are, you know? Oh, yes. But so now I will go back to the prepared remarks, and the only reason they're prepared is that there is a quotation in here, and I wanted to do it justice. In the course of my professional life, I have been a storyteller, and they pay me for it. But I have told the story, and it is something that comes with a great responsibility. The printed word becomes the archives of our community. It tells the story for generations and generations to come. So I've always taken that, you know, wanting to be authentic and accurate, but I've also been an observer for the major part. One of the philosophies that I had, and as I was looking last night, because I think that sometimes words are divinely inspired. So it wasn't until last night, don't panic, Tony, that I really thought what would be appropriate, and after hearing everyone today, I know these are the right words to end this program. William J. Durant, here's a quotation that you might have heard. Civilization is a stream with banks. The stream is sometimes filled with blood from people killing, stealing, shouting, and doing the things historians usually record. While on the banks, unnoticed, people build homes, make love, raise children, sing songs, write poetry, and even whittle statues. The story of civilization is the story of what happened on the banks. And the story of our community is being told here today with all of you, my friends and neighbors, and I do know a lot of you here, but I hope to meet some of you that I've not met. We know the truth about who we are, and if we say it often enough and loud enough and with enough passion, there's no one group, no matter how loud and repugnant their message is, that will ever succeed in defining us. Today, get a little choked up, but my heart is really broken. It's painful to know that such hatefulness exists in the world, and if any of you saw some of the news coverage, I tried not to look at it. But I hope that you will join me honoring all of these veterans who have fought so hard that we live in a country and a community where all voices have the right to be heard, where peaceful protests such as this, with a diversity of voices, will continue to tell the authentic story of our community. God bless you all.
If
I could have you two, Dick.
Excuse me. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
And I've asked my friend who will lead you in the pledge here. Please join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.